Hello lovely viewers, welcome back to Pama12 official YouTube channel. Now today we are going to look at algebraic expansion, but we've talked about algebraic expressions in our previous videos. So on this note, I would like to lay it on each and everyone that if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel and then get access to the videos which I have uploaded previously so that you can get the concept to what we are currently. Now, when we talk of algebraic expansion, it's simply opening a bracket of an algebra. Opening a bracket of an algebra. Now, there are so many ways we can expand an algebra, and one of these ways is expanding algebra. That is how to expand a term and an expression in a bracket. Right? So we have some algebraic terms. You can have a term and expression in a bracket. In our previous video, we explained what an expression is. We said an expression is a combination of terms which are being separated by addition or multiplication sign or whatever sign. Alright, addition and subtraction sign specifically. So we are saying that we are going to look at how we can expand a term and expression in a bracket. So here we are going to have any term outside a bracket and then a term in a bracket or an expression which is in a bracket. Then we will also look at expanding two terms which are expressed in two different brackets. So these are the two things we are going to look at, and then add some little things to it so that we can end this video. Please like and subscribe to this channel so that you get more content from this channel. And if you can also share to your colleagues, especially my fellow JHS and then SHS students. These are the basic mathematics that you should understand so that you can solve some complex questions in mathematics. So without wasting much time, let us go to our writing board rather. Alright, so we are going to take example to the first scenario, the first aspect of algebraic expansion, and this is how it goes. Let's take an example as usual. Suppose I have x. I like using x because x is, it has become the famous variable in mathematical expression, right? So I have x and then let's say I have 2m then plus say 3y, something like this. Okay, so I have this expression and this is expansion of algebra. In actual terms, opening a bracket in mathematical algebra. Alright, so in our multiplication of algebra, we talked about this particular expression and I gave this as a type 1 or a type 3 of the algebraic expression or expansion. So if you want to get more details on what I am doing here, just follow this channel and then look at the previous videos. I have taught all this. So today we are definitely going to look at how to solve questions related to preamble or questions like this. Alright, so if I have something like this, we see that the number or the term which is found outside the bracket. Now let us take note here. This number here or this term here can also be brought at this point. So it's not always found in front of the variable or of the bracket. It can also be found here. And when it is found here, it's still the same. We see multiplication and addition are commutative. So irrespective of the position that you put this, we still have the same result when you multiply them. Okay, so we say that the number or the term outside this bracket will multiply each term in the bracket. So let's take note. This is the first step or the first point that we are talking about. That is expanding a term with expression in a bracket. So I have to multiply this as x times 2m. X times 2m. Then I'll look at the sign over here and I'll bring it over there. So plus have this same x multiplying the next term which is what, 3y, so times 3y. Okay, so this brings us back to our multiplication of algebra. Let's take note, expansion of algebra is more often like multiplication of algebra, but here after multiplying there is an addition or subtraction to it. So let us look at this. So from here, multiplication of algebra, in our previous video we say the coefficients multiply each other and the variable multiply each other. In our previous video, you will get this whole concept over there. So here the coefficient of x here is 1. So 1 multiplying 2 will give me 2. So I'll have 2 over here. And then x is a variable here, m is the variable. So m multiplying s is going to give me what? M x. I am arranging them in alphabetical order. M comes before x. However, you can also write it as xn. They are the same, but it's inappropriate to write it in that form. And then we will come to this sign here has to come here. Have plus x here has a coefficient of 1, 3 here. So I'm going to have 3. And then just as we did to this, we are going to have x, y. Alright, so this is the whole expansion to the question over here. So when I am asked to expand this bracket, then I am going to have 2mx plus 3xy. And that is very simple. Let us take another example and then see. Alright, so this time I have a number, say 3a, opening a bracket, then have 4b minus 3c. 3a opening bracket 4b minus 3c. So we are still on that. So the first number, the number outside the bracket multiplies the number or the terms in the bracket. So here I am going to have 3a multiplying 4b. Then please let me just make some clarification here. Under integers, anytime I have a minus b, a minus b, this can also be expressed as a plus minus b. Remember in our previous video, I told you that anytime we are having terms like this, the term over here or the coefficient here is positive 4 and what we have here is negative 3. So in actual terms, this one is the same as 4a plus minus 3c. This is the same as 4b minus I plus minus 3c. So I wouldn't mind to bring a positive sign here. Please don't be confused too or about what I am doing here. Then the term over here is 3a. So I'm going to bring my 3a over here times, what's the term here? Negative 3c. I believe we get the concept here. Alright, so anytime you are solving for an expression which involves negative in a bracket, please let us go by this process. So I have 3a, which is the number outside the bracket, multiplying positive 4b plus the 3a multiplying negative 3c. I believe that is okay. Alright, so now we continue with our process. So 3 multiplying 4 is going to give me 12. Then a multiplying b will give me ab. Alright. Then here, 3 times minus 3 is going to give me minus 9. 3 times minus 3 is going to give you minus 9. So, I'm going to have minus 9. A multiplying c will give me what? A, c. So in most cases, when students are solving questions like this, because they know very well that this will still be negative, they intend to ignore this positive sign and then bring the negative sign over here. They multiply 3 and 3. But here, when it is in a case of when there is a negative number here, sometimes students get confused. So please let us follow this particular steps, and it is very, very simple. So I believe my point is made clear. Okay, so let us also take another example of this type, then we will move on to the next type. Alright, so another example we have here is minus 3m bracket open, this 6a minus 4b. Alright, 6a minus 4b. Okay, so with the same process, the number over here is negative 3, so minus 3m multiplying 6a. Then I said we will bring a positive sign over here. So plus minus 3m multiplying minus 4b. Okay, so now we multiply our terms. So minus 3 multiplying 6 is going to give you minus 18. So let's put in mind, anytime a negative and positive are multiplying, the result is what we have as positive and positive, but we just negate the number or the answer. So we know that 3 times 6 will give us 18. But because one of the letter or the number is negative, so our answer is supposed to be negative. Same thing applies to division. So anytime they are dividing 2 and 1 is negative, the one answer is also affected with a negative sign. But when the numbers are negative and they are multiplying, they tend to be positive. So in actual sense, like sign result in positive answer, and then unlike result in a negative answer. Okay, so I have here to be AM, and then I'll bring my positive here. Now before I write this positive, I have to test negative times negative. I just said it here. Anytime they are unlike a like sign, they tend to be what? A positive answer. So it means 12, and then so that is all about the expansion of a bracket and then a term. Now let us look at the next aspect, or the next one I just talked about. Please let us erase this and then take the next type. So the next type, we are saying that expanding brackets or two brackets which are multiplying one each other. So let's take an example. Have say 3a plus 2b all in a bracket. I have another bracket. Please take note, there is no addition sign between the two brackets. When there is an addition sign between the two brackets, it is solved differently from what I am doing here. So I also have another expression, say 2a minus, let's say 4p. Alright, so let me change this. Let's say 2q. Okay. Now the rule governing this is you decide to choose any bracket you want, and then with that the bracket you want to choose, you split 8 terms in it and then multiply it to the opponent bracket. So if I want to choose this 2q minus 4p, it means each term I pick in this will multiply all the terms in this bracket. If I decide to choose the bracket or the first bracket, each term I have over here will multiply the whole of this. So I want to choose the first bracket. So in the first bracket, my first term I have here is going to be 3a. So 3a, now open a bracket, and then all the terms in the second bracket minus 4p. Then this is a positive, so I'll bring my positive sign here. If it was negative, I would have written negative 2b. So it's positive, so plus 2b, then the same bracket 2q minus 4p. So this one is looking like the first example that we did in a duplicate form. So what we did for the first one is what we are going to do here, but this time it is in a double fold. So with the first one we said the number outside the bracket multiply each term in the bracket. So I'm going to have 3a times 2q plus 3a times minus 4p. Okay, then I'll come to the next expression, which is I first have my positive 2b multiplying 2q, then plus 2b, same 2b outside the bracket, multiplying minus 4p. Okay, so on this note, let's see. This is 3 multiplying 2, giving me 6. I'm going to have 6 a q. Positive and negative will result in a negative answer, so I'll bring my negative here. This is going to give me minus 12 AQ. Then plus 2 times 2 give me 4. 4BQ. Then minus 8BP. Okay, so when you are done with this, then you look at the variables if there are terms which are alike. You've done like terms in our previous video. So sorry, please, this one it's 3AP, not AQ. Sorry for that. Alright, so 12AP, not 12AQ. Yeah, the variables are A and then P, not A and Q. So sorry for that. Alright, so that is how questions of this sort are also solved. Take your time and then expand them gradually. Take your time and expand them in a step by step. Let us take our last question and then we end this section. Then we shall continue from how to expand brackets which are of different form as we have looked at today. So let's take a question, say x plus, right, let me make it minus so that I will also, so x minus 3y in a bracket, then another bracket open, same a minus 4. So the step still holds. The first, I'm taking the numbers in the first bracket. So I'm going to have x multiplying a minus 4b. Then I'll close my bracket. Because there is a negative number here, so negative 3y. I hope you are getting what I am doing here. And then I have a minus 4b. Okay, so now let's see what we are going to get here. So x multiplying a is going to be ax, then minus, please, I am making a multiplication because now we have the concepts in our mind. So you can go through all these steps we did over here and you get the same answer. But now you are maturing from the steps we did over there. So please get to know what I am doing over here. Please do not be confused. So here the coefficient is 1 multiplying minus 4 will give you minus 4. And then minus 4 I have in the variable of bx. Then here minus 3 multiplying 1 is going to give me minus 3 ay. Then minus times minus will give you positive. Alright, so that is very interesting. So positive 12. And then I have y and b, so I'm going to have by. Then after that we look through if there are like terms. If there are no like terms, then it means this is our expansion to this particular question. I hope this video is very helpful to you. Please like, share and then subscribe to the channel. Please share to your colleagues who are struggling with basic mathematics like this, so that they also get the concept and solve some questions which are complex. Thank you for watching this video. See you in my next video. Bye bye.